My name is Alexis Chen, and 3 weeks ago I sat in the owner's suite at Madison Square Garden watching the New York Titans play their season opener. The camera panned across the court during a timeout, and there he was. Jordan Matthews, shooting guard, wearing the jersey with my brand's logo across the chest. The same man who told me 4 years ago that I'd be nothing without him, that my little design hobby would never amount to anything, was now playing professional basketball with my company name on his uniform. I sipped my champagne, smiled at my marketing director, and said exactly what I'd been thinking since we signed the sponsorship deal. Make sure we get high-resolution photos of that jersey. I want it on our website by tomorrow. But let me take you back to where this started, because the best revenge stories don't begin with power. They begin with the moment you realize you've been making yourself smaller for someone who was never big enough to deserve you. 4 years ago, I was working as a graphic designer for a small marketing agency in Brooklyn, making $48,000 a year and dating Jordan Matthews. We'd been together for 3 years. He was playing for a semi-professional basketball team, chasing his NBA dream, and I was supporting us both financially while he trained and traveled. I paid rent on our apartment. I covered groceries, utilities, his training fees. He promised when he made it big, he'd take care of everything. I didn't mind supporting him. I believed in his dream. What I minded was how he treated mine. I'd always loved fashion design, spent my weekends sketching clothing concepts and sewing prototypes in our tiny apartment. I'd been developing a streetwear brand concept, something that blended athletic aesthetics with high fashion details. I called it Zenith. The idea was simple: elevate everyday wear to something aspirational. Jordan thought it was cute. That's the word he used. Cute. Like I was a child playing dress-up. I'd show him designs and he'd barely look up from his phone. I'd talk about business plans and he'd say things like, "That's nice, babe, but maybe focus on your real job. This design stuff is just a hobby." I believed him for longer than I should have. Believed that my dream was smaller than his. That supporting his career was more important than building mine. I made myself smaller and smaller until I almost disappeared. Then came the night that changed everything. Jordan had just gotten called up to a minor league team, a stepping stone to the NBA. He was celebrating with his teammates at a bar, and I met him there after work. I was excited to celebrate with him, proud of how hard he'd worked. I brought a prototype hoodie I'd designed, thought maybe he'd want to wear it, show it off. He took one look at it and laughed, not a kind laugh, a dismissive one. "Babe, I'm not wearing that. I've got real brands trying to sponsor me now. Nike, Adidas, I can't be seen in some homemade stuff." I felt my face get hot. His teammates were watching. "It's not homemade, it's a prototype for my brand." "Your brand?" He said it like I'd announced I was starting a circus. "Alexis, come on, you're a graphic designer. You make logos for dentist offices. This fashion thing? It's a fantasy. You need to be realistic about what you're capable of." "I am capable. I've been working on this for 2 years. And you've sold what? Nothing? Look, I love you, but you need to hear this. You're not built for entrepreneurship. You don't have the drive, the vision, the risk tolerance. That's not an insult. Most people aren't. Just accept it and focus on being good at what you actually do." I stood there holding my hoodie, surrounded by his teammates who were trying not to look at me, and felt something crack open inside my chest. Not my heart. Something deeper. The part of me that had been bending and shrinking to fit into his world. "You're right," I said quietly. "I should focus on what I'm actually good at." He smiled, relieved that I was agreeing. "Exactly. See? This is why we work. You're reasonable." I went home that night, packed a bag, and left. I texted him from my friend Maya's apartment. "I'm done. Don't contact me. I'll get my stuff next week." He called 17 times. I didn't answer. He texted saying I was being dramatic, that he was just being honest, that I'd come crawling back when I realized I couldn't make it without his support. That text became my screensaver for the next 6 months.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.
Every time I wanted to quit, I looked at it. Have you ever had someone's doubt become your fuel? Let me know in the comments. The breakup forced me to face reality. I couldn't afford our apartment alone. I moved into a studio in Queens, the cheapest place I could find. I worked my design job during the day and spent every evening and weekend building Zenith. I used my savings, about $8,000, to produce my first real collection, 50 pieces. Hoodies, joggers, graphic tees. Everything I'd been designing in secret while Jordan dismissed it as a hobby. I sold them through Instagram, posted photos, styled them myself, wrote captions about building something from nothing. I priced them affordably, $40 to $80 per piece. In the first month, I sold 12 items, mostly to friends who were being supportive, but 4 were from strangers who'd found me through hashtags. Those 4 sales changed everything. They proved Jordan wrong. People wanted what I was making. I just needed to reach more of them. I spent the next year learning everything I could about digital marketing, social media strategy, influencer partnerships. I reinvested every dollar I made into more inventory, better photography, targeted ads. Year 2, I did $60,000 in revenue. Not enough to quit my job, but enough to prove this wasn't a hobby. I hired a part-time production assistant, started working with local boutiques, got my first feature in a small streetwear blog. The turning point came when a micro-influencer with 50,000 followers posted a photo wearing one of my hoodies. She'd bought it herself, wasn't paid, just genuinely liked it. Her audience responded. I got 800 orders in 3 days. I had to scramble to fulfill them, working 20-hour days, but I did it. And those 800 customers told their friends. By year 3, Zenith was doing $800,000 in revenue. I quit my design job and focused on the brand full-time. I moved production to a small factory, hired a real team, opened a pop-up store in Brooklyn that did so well it became permanent. We expanded into accessories, footwear, premium collections. Everything maintained the same aesthetic. Elevated streetwear that made you feel expensive even when you weren't. Fashion editors started noticing. We got featured in Hypebeast, Complex, even a small mention in Vogue. Celebrities began wearing our pieces organically, posting photos without being paid. That's when I knew we'd crossed into real brand territory. People weren't just buying clothes, they were buying into a lifestyle. Year 4, we did $12 million in revenue. I raised $3 million in venture funding, opened stores in 3 cities, and started conversations with major retailers. We were growing fast, but strategically. Every decision was calculated, every expansion earned. That's when my business development director pitched me on sports sponsorships. Teams were looking for fresh brands to partner with. Not the massive deals that Nike and Adidas dominated, but mid-tier partnerships that gave emerging brands visibility and gave teams innovative partners. The New York Titans were restructuring their sponsorship portfolio. They wanted a local brand with cultural credibility. We spent 2 months negotiating. The deal was substantial. 2-year partnership, our logo on practice jerseys first year, game jerseys second year. $800,000 annually plus performance bonuses. It was the biggest deal we'd ever signed. I was in the final meeting, reviewing contracts, when I saw the team roster. Jordan Matthews, shooting guard. He'd made it to the NBA, signed with the Titans 6 months earlier. I'd avoided following his career deliberately, didn't want to know if he'd succeeded or failed. Now he was about to wear my brand's logo on national television. I almost laughed. Instead, I signed the contract. The deal went public 3 weeks ago. Our logo appeared on every Titans jersey, Jordan's included. The marketing impact was immediate. Our website traffic tripled. Sales jumped 40%. Sports media covered it as an example of homegrown brands breaking into major leagues.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.
I knew Jordan had seen it. Everyone had seen it. But I didn't reach out, didn't gloat, didn't need to. The logo on his chest said everything I needed to say. Then 2 days after the announcement, he called. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. Hello? Alexis. His voice was different, smaller. I saw the sponsorship deal. Congratulations, that's incredible. Thank you. Silence. Then, I was wrong. About everything I said. About you. About your brand. About what you were capable of. I was insecure and I projected that onto you. I'm sorry. I sat with that for a moment. 4 years ago, that apology would have meant everything. Now it meant very little. I appreciate you saying that, Jordan. Is there any chance we could? No, but I hope you have a good season. I hung up before he could respond. That night, I attended the Titans season opener, sat in the owner's suite with my team, watched Jordan and his teammates play, wearing jerseys with Zenith across the chest. Every camera angle was free advertising. Every highlight reel featured my brand. The irony wasn't lost on anyone who knew our history, but most people didn't. To them, this was just a successful partnership between a rising brand and a professional team. After the game, a reporter asked me about the sponsorship deal. What does it mean for Zenith to be associated with a team like the Titans? I smiled, thought about every night I'd spent sewing in that tiny apartment while Jordan told me I was wasting my time. It means we're exactly where we belong, at the top. The video clip went viral. 3 million views in 2 days. Not because people knew about Jordan and me, but because they recognized the energy, someone who'd built something undeniable and knew it. Now when I walk through our flagship store, I see customers wearing Zenith from head to toe. Not just because it's trendy, but because they connect with what it represents. Building something from nothing, proving doubters wrong, elevating yourself through sheer determination. Jordan still wears our logo every game, still gets paid by the team that pays us. There's a beautiful symmetry to it. He told me I'd be nothing without him. Now his career literally carries my name. I don't hate him anymore. I'm actually grateful. His doubt gave me clarity. His dismissal gave me motivation. His absolute certainty that I'd fail gave me something to prove. And when you spend years proving someone wrong, you don't just build a business. You build an unshakable foundation of self-belief. Zenith is projected to do 30 million this year. We're expanding internationally, launching new categories, talking to major investors. But the number I'm most proud of isn't revenue. It's the thousands of messages I get from people who say our brand inspired them to start their own thing. To stop making themselves smaller. To build something nobody believed in except them. That's what Jordan never understood. Success isn't about being better than someone else. It's about becoming the fullest version of yourself. And sometimes, the person who doubts you the most gives you the greatest gift. The gift of having to prove to yourself, not them, what you're capable of. He was right about one thing. I'm not who I was when we were together. That woman was too small, too uncertain, too willing to shrink. Now I'm someone who owns the brand on his jersey, who built an empire from a hobby he mocked, who turned his cruelty into her cornerstone. And every time he puts on that uniform, every time a camera captures that logo across his chest, he gets a reminder. Not of what he lost, of what he never had the vision to see in the first place. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to watch more revenge and inspiring stories that will make you excited like this one. Where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments and let us know what you think about this story.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.